But I think that segues into what I think we should probably talk about first is like choosing your travel destination, and maybe a side part of that is choosing the airline that you fly on.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Just like deciding that you do want to travel and that you are able to travel is just excited. Like, it's just exciting, period. Like, it's just, you're hyped. You're trying to find a good deal. Like, it's so exciting. That, like, brings me so much joy to look for travel deals and, like, be able to get on the websites and, like, analyze the data and, like, figure out the best time to go. Like, oh, I love it. It just makes me so excited. Even if I'm not traveling for, like, 10 months in advance, I'm still like, oh, yeah, this is so fun. Oh, the joys, little joys.
I'm loving this energy. So I'm gonna just introduce a really quick stat, and then we're gonna dig into like your competitive adrenaline filled like nature about like finding the best deal.
Yeah.
I thought that people would kind of pull back a bit after COVID and just, inflation, and it's on top of everybody's mind in terms of like what they're gonna spend, or they're gonna still travel. I pulled a stat that said, and it's from like a travel and tourism statistics site, so it's like a global view. Mm-hmm. Despite inflationary pressures, only 5% of travelers said that they will or have already decreased their travel budget. And that's a current stat.
5%.
Yeah.
So, like, barely anybody. So, yeah, even with, like, the increase in prices, people are still like, I'm still going to travel.
Yeah. I'm probably going to stay for less days or eat less food, but my money is going to stay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw something that, I read something that 65% of Gen Zers ranked travel and seeing the world as the most important way to spend their money. Nice.
That is not surprising in the days of like social media. Like that's all you see is people standing with their back to the camera on top of a mountain cliff, looking up at like, in front of some big giant like lake, just doing all of those things.
Well, they need to get it for their Instagram and for TikTok. Come on, Krista.
Yeah, obviously you need to do the dance in a tropical or global location. You can't just do it in your kitchen. That's stupid.
Exactly.
Do you normally have a budget, knowing that you have like a growing family? Do you kind of have an idea of like where you want to land in terms of like how much you're going to pay?
Like the cheapest yet safest. Yes, yet like the best. I know I don't have like a number because I'm not like up to date with how much everything costs in terms of like flights and hotels and cars. It's just like everything is just so expensive right now. But if I can find ways to, bring down the price, maybe leaving on a different day, maybe, maybe there's an option to go to different airport where Chris and I live in Toronto, Pearson, and all the flights going in and out of Toronto, they're very expensive. So there are people that I know that have like literally drove to the US of A and jumped on a plane over there, and they got a cheaper flight. But, you have to, drive X amount of hours and park your car and everything, but that's a way to save money.
I mean, I've definitely done it in the past, gone to Buffalo and then flew from Buffalo in domestically within the US though. Like it isn't something for, like an international travel, but yeah, for sure.
What about you? Sorry, Krista, how do you, do you have like a budget in mind when you're looking?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I try and like I do a lot of all-inclusives just because like I'm so burnt out. I don't want to think about anything, though I'm open.
Yes.
Like in more international travel, I don't do that obviously. But if it's more international, I'd say I'm like you, where I'm like, I'm going to compare. It's a lot of comparison shopping, figuring out like the best way, the cheapest way, and then picking out of those choices what makes the most sense. So, it's hard to know. To your point, like it's hard to know, like I only want to spend $5,000 traveling internationally. There's no way to know that that's actually how you're going to end up.
Exactly. But I will say one thing. I will pay more money to get a direct flight than have layovers.
Yes.
Like I just want to get to my destination. I don't want to be laid over once, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, kill me. No, I just want to get there. Let's go.
I'm the same now. Like, I'm definitely not like, let's do one stop to save money. And definitely flew on like some shitty airlines in my past to like international destinations to save money. I will never do that again because I felt like I was going to die on one of the flights home. And like that's part of the reason why I like have anxiety to travel now. So I'm like, I don't care if everybody in my group is taking this one flight, this one airline to this place. I will pay more and I will meet them there at this point because I'm not doing that. My safety is number one.
Same. And there are specific airlines that I will not fly on. I will say, nope, I will pay more money to fly on X airline because I'm not going to be flying on those other ones.
No. Where it's like, we don't know what the last time they did maintenance on the plane. No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, no, I want to feel safe and I have no control over this aircraft. So let's just get there all in one piece. Thank you.
It's just like,
you know, Krista, talking about travel and you and I, women are statistically and actually much more likely to travel than men.
Oh, I did not know that. I actually would have thought that was the opposite.
Well, you are wrong.
Well, if we want to like fall back to like stereotypes, I guess maybe women are more likely to spend stuff on ancillary things like shoes and purses and clothes and nails. So like travel would be one of those things too. Whereas guys are probably more, I'm going to hustle. I'm going to work as many hours as I can. I'm going to pack the money away. I'm going to do my overtime. And they don't necessarily think of like travel and, you know, taking time out to like recharge because that's it gives feminine energy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to say something very crazy, but in a household, who do you think, you know, books the vacation? Generally.
The woman does.
There you go.
It's crazy because I was just watching a whole bunch of commercials about Uber and like reserving your ride ahead of time. And they have this whole character of like airport dad who's like books the ride early and is in charge of the luggage and holding the passports. I'm like, never in my life has my dad ever planned any trip, booked anything, held any passports or knew what the fuck was going on, respectfully.
Yes.
Like majority of my like teenage years, he couldn't remember what our birthdays were. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't, in whose world? I don't know. I don't know anybody's world where their dad was in charge of that.
No, neither. I've definitely seen those TikToks though, where it's like, where the dad's like up early, like wants to get to the airport like 4 hours early. It's like, nah, maybe my grandpa, but no, definitely not.
I would say that my brother is probably like that though. He's the one that's like searching for the deals and doing all of that. Whether he's like doing the booking and the organization of like getting to the airport is another story, but he's definitely the person that like books the trips for them.
I just find it
that's because
to book.
He's more tech savvy than my sister-in-law.
Got it.